Hello, everybody. Hi, guys. How you doing? Welcome to the Hostel Pods. This is the podcast that you would talk about everything, trying to give you, bringing things to you in the more digestible ways. And my name is Hassan Olanrewaju, and I'm here to, talk to you about some things that I've been thinking about since this and even before this pandemic started. And I've been thinking about these things, and I'm really I think I should just share some of these thoughts with you guys. Yes. So today, what are we talking about today? We're talking about simply life post pandemic. I think it's a thing that we should start thinking about. As somebody, as a person that is actually struggling myself, I said the other time that I'm positive and I'm really doing good. I feel really good, and I look forward to going to get tested again. Hopefully, it comes out negative. And in the light of this, I see a lot of people in the country. They are already like they've lost their jobs. They are already given like let go in their jobs, and people are sick, and a lot of people that we've lost, and it's such a pity that it's such a tragedy that we lost a lot of people. But the idea to me is really very very simple and basic. First of all, my heart goes out to everybody that has lost someone, a loved one, friend, relative, anybody that lost anybody during this pandemic. We pray that those who have gone, that they are so rest in peace, and for us that are alive that are still struggling with this, I pray that we all see this through. We all come out alive and even better. I believe in America. I believe that they can do American spirit will definitely conquer this virus again, and we're gonna be better than we were before. I believe so much in this country. I believe in what our people can do. I believe in the kindness of humanity. I believe in what we stand for as a nation, and how we've actually always led from the front, not from behind. Yes, we know the president made some very ill advised statements recently, and it's quite troubling if that's come from the presidency. But my topic, my discussion today with you guys is not about the presidency, because that is really, if you ask me, like I said, it's ill advised. It's not the smartest thing he has said. By far, not smart at all. Because you cannot suggest that people should be injected some disinfectant and stuff like that. It is not good, and it just really put to light the knowledge foundation of the presidency. Like how knowledgeable is he in terms of tackling this science based pandemic. He seems to be very very naive and not knowing what he's doing. And I will advise. I think I like the fact that the presidency they decided not to, you know, go on with the daily press briefing, because it's like a show of shame, really, because he's gonna go there again and ridicule himself, because uh you can't go there and just talk and just throw things out there. You are the president of the United States of America. You are by far the number one man in the world, literally, and you cannot just spill things that are not factual, not knowledgeable. Is a ridicule to the office of the presidency, in my opinion, and I think he knows that, and that's why he has really kind of like dialed back what he said. But that being said, I also feel for him. You know, throughout the course of history, we have seen many times that a country goes into a kind of situation that they did not really want, or did not call for, they did not ask for, and they find themselves in that situation. A good example of that is the 9/11 issue that made the Bush administration really pants down. It didn't know what to do. It was, those are situations that are really terrible. If you or the Pearl Harbor, that we just got bombarded by the Japanese war jets, or fight jets, or whatever they call them, that they blew up the Pearl Harbor literally away, and they declared victory. But no, that was just like a premature celebration, and they paid for it severely. But the thing is that in times like this, these are really trying times. where presidency, where leaders of the world have to respond. And a lot of time when you are caught in a situation that you don't know nothing about, like it's not like business that is, like I'm talking about President Trump that knows about business, or like breaking bread with his friends and stuff like that. This is science. This is some real stuff. So he's there every day trying to talk to Americans, try to give Americans a sort of hope, relief, trying to encourage Americans to try things, try to say things, and I can see where it's coming from. Even though, like I said, it was a very ill-advised statement from the president. That's number one man in the country, but he just wanted to give people some kind of succor, like I don't know what to say, but I cannot go up there and say I don't know what to say. So to like tell people that okay, try this, try that. But I think it just shows that it shows a lot about his character. But I still can see kind of kindness, a kind of you're like in the wilderness. You try to find shelter, but there's nothing to really cover yourself with, and the wind is blowing in a very harsh manner. That's where I see the president right now, and he's trying to just give some form of advice, some form of anything that will make people at least feel like there's hope somewhere, that he's doing something. And I think he knows the numbers really, that is not, the head is not near, but this thing by itself can really slow down, and we are beginning to see the advantage of shutting down the economy. It is really slowing down. It is beginning to like ease off, and this is a presidency that has to do with two issues basically. For those that do not really know, President Trump may not be the smartest guy, like I said, but who am I to say is not a smart man? He's the president of the country. You cannot be a dog, you have to be in that position. But I would like us to look at it from another angle, really. He has to deal with this pandemic, and also he has to really ride the economy again, like ride the ship of the economy, basically. Because when people are not working, the country is not making money. And around this time, we saw what happened sometime last week, that the oil price went to negative 30 something per barrel. That is a very, very bad sign. Literally, that says that we have so much oil sitting around, people are not using it, and even people are paying for people to, to take their oil, basically. Because the markets cannot market their oil to nobody. Nobody's buying the oil, and America is already producing its own oil. And you say, why can't they stop producing? But there are so many cost and effects to all of anything that you do in business. So basically, people are not flying, they are not driving, they are not riding their bike, their motorcycles, and so on and so forth. Even train is not working as much. So you need the energy, and if all is there, but nobody's gonna use it. So the president is looking at an impending economic recession that may even be worse than this pandemic recession or pandemic lockdown. And he has to find a way to tell the people to get back to work so that the country can save itself. And he also has to tell the people that, okay, you do this so that at least you can go there and feel that you are protected. And I'm saying this to say that it's best for you to tell the people the truth. Go out straight. People are not kids. They understand what is going on. Everybody wants to live, wants to survive. It's best to go there and tell the people that, listen, we are facing a very tough situation. And I would say use your mask, get tested. We're going to provide more testing kits or whatever. And I'll encourage you as we can to go get tested. But don't just say things bogus. Don't just make bogus statements. I think that's what I would say the presidency should really watch out for. But I really feel for him. I really do feel for him, because you're talking about the country, and you're also talking about opening up the economy, because you see it's looming. The country is losing money, millions and billions of dollars, and you want to fix this. You want them to get back to work. You've lost so many people, and you want to encourage them to go back, telling them that, making them understand that they can go to work and it's going to be safe. And people are like, they have the reservations. Like, if I go back to work and I fall sick, or I get my boyfriend or my husband get infected and he dies, these are real life situations, and he's just in a very tough dilemma. he said it that the decision to open up the economy will be his toughest decision in his life, and it's true because politically, the opposing political party, they are looking at it like, if you open up the economy and this thing and there's another spike again, now you not give us an excuse that you don't know that it's gonna happen. Now you know what's gonna happen, and the general election is coming up in November. That would be a major one for his political career if he's gonna come back again to win the second term. Remember, in American history, I think we've had just 2 presidents so far that have not won re-election. So if it goes back and not win the re-election, is a major dent for his political ambition or career. But it's not about Trump, because Trump likes to praise himself. This is about American people that are losing their lives and losing their livelihood as well. So he's trying to ride this ship, but I think it should be factual. It should be honest with the people. It should tell the people the cold, hard truth. If it's possible to open the economy, I honestly support the idea of everybody using facial mask, facial coverings, and keeping distance and all those things while we look for a vaccine and stuff like that to fix this issue. But I think the American people and also the leaders of the world will begin to really, really check the numbers and take health issues more seriously, because you want to invest in weapons that you can see, but viruses, you don't see them, and as a result, you are not really poised to really do the needful to really get to invest the state resources and in scientific research of pandemics, of likely outbreaks, of plans that will be in place if there's a pandemic, how to move people and how to get the economy going, not you learning on the fly. So it's a lot of things, and I know that I really believe in America. I believe in humanity, and I know we're going to fix this. Now, the reason for this podcast today is, like I said, it's about life post-pandemic, post the coronavirus pandemic. A lot of people have lost jobs. Like, we have over 16 million or so, or 20 million Americans that are far from unemployment. This is the highest America has ever recorded. We've lost over 50,000 Americans, I think maybe 55,000 Americans. This is also highest so far, because we didn't lose that much in 9/11, we didn't lose that much in Vietnam or even Iraq and all those wars combined. This unprecedented and uncharted territory that we find ourselves as a nation. But the real issue is now, for this field, for this people that want to get a job after this thing is said and done, like, what job are you gonna do? Because you gotta pay your rent, you gotta pay your bills, your phone bills, your gas bills, your this, that, And I'm here just like every other American. I'm already infected, so I can't even walk. But I'm here, and I'm thinking to myself, what opportunities out there are bound for people to actually, get a job or earn a living, a decent living post-pandemic. Because as you know, one of the largest, or if not the highest employer of labor, is the hospitality industry, which I'm a part of. Now, this is industry also is one that is most affected. Cruise lines, hotels, restaurants, name it. They can't work because these are gathering places for people. People come there and gather, they talk, they interact in close contact, with one another. Now, if this industry is badly decimated by this virus, what is the hope for people post-pandemic? Because what I see online when I check online is data analysis, computer engineering, Amazon workers and stuff. Come on, think about it. Data analysis, computer engineering, software engineering. Granted, you can learn anything if you actually put your mind into it. You can learn anything if you actually put your mind into it. You can be whatever you want to be. But let's be real. If you don't have a background, if you don't know much about computer stuff, techie stuff, and you have 3-4 months or so to train yourself on this online and all those things, you may not really do well in it. It's not what it doesn't come natural to you. So, and we have millions of Americans. I was saying that we have millions of Americans we have that kind of opportunity in that field. So, what opportunities are we looking at here? What industries are we likely to that we likely to see that's gonna have a kind of like a boom, or like something that people would you know would that be highly recommended for people to go and work in if it's not hospitality, and the government can only employ so much. So I am appealing to Americans and the people of the world, literally at this point in time, to really look into areas of interest, areas of interest, and I think networking, connecting with people right now could be so powerful, because that's what's going to really help you post pandemic, when you start connecting with people online, on social media, just trying to pick people's minds, because now everybody's idle really. They can advise you on what to do or what opportunity is possible in their own field or in their own industry. That try to give yourself some kind of skill, like get some skill, like skillful acquisition, necessary skillful acquisitions. I think it's another time for people to really look into jobs that are like really how can I put it? Is it handsman or craftsman kind of job, like plumbing, welding, and all these kind of jobs? Because those jobs will still be out there. People still need those kind of people that have that kind of skill to help them with some of their needs in their houses, in their offices, and all those things. I think it's a time for us to look into this kind of industry, because if the hospitality industry is badly affected, even airlines and all those places, what are you gonna do? That's a question. I'm really worried about this. This is what, because I'm a young man. I'm an American. I'm also an African. I'm thinking like, what are we gonna be doing post pandemic? So I think it's time for us to sharpen our skills and network. That's my takeaway for today. I hope we can all reason along on these lines and try to understand that there will be a life post pandemic, and it's our duty to put ourselves in a position to actually earn a decent living. Because if you're not a IT guru, if you're not a techie person, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do? I mean, you cannot be staying the collective unemployment for. You can only do that for so long. You want to work, so it's time for us to get some skillful acquisitions of like knowledge, real life skills like plumbing, welding, whatever skill that is handy that people can use. And it does not have to. This does not discriminate whether you're black or white. It's all about opportunity that you want to put yourself in a position to get some skills. Try to learn these things. I know this also goes to me myself. I have to really look at all these things and look at what is possible that I can get to do. I think honestly, after looking at this whole thing, I think your degree. Think about this people I want to college are supposed to graduate this year, and that this thing has really messed them up, because now even if you graduate, how are you gonna get a job? But if you have a kind of skill that is some kind of engineering or IT skill, you're good. Or medical, or like medical people, doctors, nurses, and all those things, you're good. But we are not gonna do that. So we need to find a skill. I know for a fact that life will always play itself out. Life will always sort itself. So post pandemic, there'll be new industries that will arise and stuff. That's why it's important for you to network, to reach out to people, to try to pick people's mind, and trying to figure out what's going on. Be conversant with the news. Just try to see what is going on out there. Check the stock market. Try to see what they like, the trends, how they are looking. Look at those industries, and try to acquire the kind of skills that put you in a position to help yourself when this thing is all said and done. You need to get the kind of skills that you need. You cannot rely on the skill that you have before pandemic to live post pandemic. It can work for you, but you have to use this opportunity to get some kind of skill that will be relevant for humanity post pandemic. And that's my takeaway today. Get the relevant skills, and also network with people. Reach out to people. Try to figure out what's going on in their industry and put yourself in a position to survive, to succeed, and to excel. And that's all we have for today. My name remains Hassan Alanrawaju. Thanks for listening to the Hashtag Pod, your go-to podcast for digestible narratives of news, sports, and happenings from around the world. Thank you. Stay blessed. Till some other time. Bye for now.